What's up, guys? As most of you know, the last few days have been pretty crazy for our family with getting married and my mom and all that. We just want to make a video and kind of answer a lot of questions that we've been getting over the last few days. I'm still trying to work through a lot of the messages and things on Facebook and text and things like that, so I haven't gotten back to you. I apologize. I'm getting there. We just want to kind of do a little testimonial video to let you guys know how the last few days have been for us. So Sheridan wants to talk about our wedding and our first day on our honeymoon and things like that. So turn it over.
Yeah, so our first couple days have been kind of crazy, just the kind of days you have to roll with the punches, but I think we're rolling with them pretty well. We're learning and just making the most of everything. So after the wedding, we went to say goodbye to Dwayne and Fonda, got to say some I love yous and everything, and so then we headed to DC, and we were supposed to head to DC at 8:30, or head out of DC at 8:30 Sunday morning, go to Houston, and then go straight to Cabo. So we hit a few bumps in the road. Our shuttle was late trying to get to the airport. Security and all that just took a little longer than expected, so we're like running trying to make our plane, and we just missed it by like a couple minutes, so we were really bummed. I mean, we were freaking out. That was my first time flying, and Cody's only done it a few times, so we were like, what do we do? I'm like, how do we get to Cabo? How do we go to our honeymoon now? So we talked to everyone at the airport, and the guy was like, well, you can stay and you can fly to Houston today, stay there, and then go to Cabo the next day. So we talked about it, and we were like, all right, let's just do that. One day is not bad. We'll get there. So we did that. I booked a hotel for Houston, and we were like, all right, we're just going to do it and leave the next day for Cabo. So we were waiting on our next flight to Houston, just grabbing some lunch, talking about everything. And then Cody's phone rang, and I think, at least in my heart, probably in Cody's too, we both kind of got a feeling. And so the phone rang, and it was Cody's dad, and he had told us that Fonda had passed, and I guess that was around 10 or so that morning. So, of course, then we're like, what do we do now? Do we go on our trip, or do we go home? And, we just didn't know what to do, but we talked to Dwayne, and Cody's dad reassured us that Fonda would want us to be here having fun and just making the most of our honeymoon, and that's what we're doing. We're having a great time, and just the whole trip has been just amazing. The beauty and everything has been it's just truly breathtaking. So we boarded the plane, and this was my first time flying, and just going into the air, you get above those clouds, and it just took my breath away. I was like, oh my God, this is just incredible, just the view. And I told Cody, I was like, I can feel your mom. I feel like we're this much closer to your mom right now, and we have felt her the whole trip in our hearts, and it's just amazing to feel. We just know that she's with us right now. So we were flying, and we got to Houston finally. I forgot to mention our bags. Our bags made the flight to Houston originally, but we did not. So that was the main reason we had to get to Houston, to get all our stuff. So we got there, and we were running around trying to find where our bags could possibly be. And so we finally got a hold of someone, and they were like, all right, just wait here. It might be an hour, but we'll get them for you. So we waited, and then sure enough, here comes our bags on the little thing. So we grabbed them. We were like, oh my gosh, it's finally starting to work out for us. So we grabbed our bags. We waited, and we caught the shuttle to the Ramada. Is that how you say it? Ramada hotel that I had booked.
That Sheridan booked this
so
monstrosity of a hotel.
We get to the Ramada. We check in, and our first impression wasn't that great, but I was like, all right, let's just see our room. So we check in, and then, one thing, the elevator was broken. So here we are with these like super heavy bags to carry. We walk around for like 5 minutes, and we could not find a flight of stairs. Finally we found them. There was like garbage, and it just smelled everywhere. So we were like, all right, let's just look at the room. So we look in the room, and it was just disgusting still. And so Cody and I were like, we are not staying here. We can't. It's our honeymoon. We're not doing this. So we go downstairs. We tell the guy, and he lets us go. But we don't have a car, so luckily there was a nice hotel right across the street. So we're wheeling our bags over on across the street, and I just started laughing. I just looked at Cody, and I was like, I bet your mom is just like cracking up at the day that we've had. So we get to the next hotel, we check in, and we go up to our room, and it's just so much better, so clean, it smells nice, everyone's friendly, and we're like, all right, things are going good. We're gonna do good. So we stayed there. We got up super early to make sure we caught our flight to Cabo on Monday morning, and we did. We made it, and it was a good flight, short little flight. We got to Cabo in just a couple hours. Cody and I think are both in agreement that we wouldn't trade Sunday for anything. It just, I mean, obviously we were supposed to be in Cabo, but I'm kind of glad now that we didn't make that flight. I think everything played out exactly how it was supposed to be, and we had just a whirlwind of a first day of marriage, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Everyone that we talked to, we were just telling our story about missing our flight, and they were laughing, and everyone was like, well, that's just a cute story that you'll have for your grandkids one day, and it really is. It's such a fun story. We'll laugh about it forever. So
we just felt led to make this video because if we had made that first flight, I wouldn't have got that call from my dad. When we were in the airport, when I saw his name pop up on my phone, I kind of knew that was the call. I have fought so hard this whole time. You know, Mom's been sick. I have just kept that faith. I kept that faith every second, and I just kept telling her she's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. You know, and now she is. Not quite the way we wanted it to be, but at the same time, we have such a peace that she is okay. You know, we felt her presence every time. You know, I think about, you know, sending her a picture of something we're doing or whatever. I'm like, okay, Mom's already seen this. Like, Mom, you know, she knows where we're at. She knows what we're doing. And that just gives me such a peace that she is no longer in pain. She's no longer struggling. You know, she's walking with Jesus. And most of you guys that have been reaching out, you know Mom. You know who she was. You know what kind of person she was. If anybody on this earth hears, well done, my good and faithful servant, is my mom. That woman loved people better. That woman loved people better than anybody that I've ever met in my entire life. And love God, love people, and that's what Mom did. That's who Mom was. She loved God, she loved people, and I'm so thankful to have known her. A lot of people have sent me scriptures here and there. You know, one that has really stuck with me this whole time, you know, before she, you know, when she was still here, when she was sick, and even now, she's gone. But Philippians 4:7, the peace of God which surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. I cannot explain to you guys the amount of peace that I have, the amount of peace that have just surpassed me and Sheridan through this storm that we've weathered, and now I feel really we've come out on the other side. We got married one day and my mom passes away the next day. That's two of the most life-changing events that people go through, and it's just the craziest thing, like the peace that we feel. God is so big. He is so much bigger than our situation, and every time I think about Mom, and I'm just like, you know, it pops in my head, well, how's she doing now? Like, you know, is she feeling good? You know, because that's the way I was when she was still here, when she was so sick. You know, I would think about, you know, how is she? Now that peace, every time I think that, just comes over me and it just grabs hold of me, and it's just like, I know that Mom is okay. I know that she's so much better off than any of us can be. Sheridan and I are living this week in paradise, but the paradise that my mother sees right now is just far greater than anything that we could ever imagine. And that gives me so much peace. One thing that my mom, you know, continually told me when she was sick was that she's like, Cody, she's like, you know, if I don't make it, you know, I don't want you to be upset. I don't want you to be mad. And there were days where, you know, yeah, I was angry at God, things like that, you know, why is this happening? But she is gone now, and I really feel like, you know, I have to understand that I can't want her here still for those selfish intentions. I have to be excited and celebrate the fact that she is with Jesus now. That I can only imagine sprinting through those gates and just hug Jesus. Like, I just can't even imagine what that is like. And I just hear her, telling me, Cody, this, I can't wait for you to see what I'm seeing right now. And I can't imagine what she's seeing. And I'm so happy for her that she's seeing that. And it gives me so much peace, so much more peace than I had when she was here. I don't want to sound like I'm glad she's gone or anything. I'm just glad she's not in pain anymore. She's not suffering anymore, and that to me is just a greater gift than even her being here. I just know that where she is now is so much better, so much better than anything that she could ever experience here. She wanted to be celebrated. She wants people to not be sad that she's gone, even though, our human emotions take over sometimes, and, we do cry, things like that. But she wants her life to be celebrated. She wants people to celebrate the fact that she is in heaven. And in her life, she impacted so many people with her life. Everywhere she went, she touched people. Like I said before, she loved people. And I think that is what we should strive to do, is love people the way that, like, not only Jesus loves people, but Mom understood that. She understood how to love people, and that's what I want this video to be about. I want people to think about the good things. The people that knew my mom, I want you to think about how she loved people and just try to do that, because, wow, I try to do that every day, and I struggle with it. I'm just so blessed to have an example like my mom. How to love people. And it's one of the easiest things to do, but it's one of the hardest things to do sometimes. My mom was good at it, and that is just like the greatest thing for us, and something we're looking forward to passing on to our kids and things like that. So yeah, absolutely sucks that she's not here and everything, but I just cannot get over the joy that I have, knowing where she is now and what she must be experiencing now is just so incredible, and I cannot wait to see her again one day. I know we're going to. And everybody out there, she had lots of friends, and she touched, like I said, she touched a lot of lives, and I just encourage you guys to rejoice in the fact that you will see her again, and rejoice in the fact that she is pain-free and she is not suffering or anything like that, but the opposite. She's living in complete paradise where it's absolutely perfect. So I just want to reach out and encourage people that have been reaching out to me. Like I said, I'm still working through, trying to get through all the texts and all the calls and everything that Facebook messages coming in. I appreciate every single one of them, and I will get back to you guys.
Cody was saying how much she loved everyone, and that is so true, because from the second I met her, 3 years ago we started dating. And Dwayne, in his speech Saturday night, mentioned how she picked me out, and she kind of did at Chili's that one night. But she really, from the second I met that woman, she treated me like her own daughter, and just forever. She only got to be my mother-in-law for a matter of hours, but in my heart, she will always be my mother-in-law. That's all I got.
But we just want to thank you guys so much for watching this, and I thank everyone that has helped out with her. Wasn't always easy at all, but I can't tell you guys how much I know she appreciated it, and how much she loves you guys so much. And some of my friends and all her friends and stuff that were always at the house, call her and text her and see how she was doing, whatever. She loves you guys so much, and I just again want to encourage you guys to be happy, be joyful in the fact that we know where she is right now. If anybody got there, she got there, and we're just so thankful for that. So thank you guys again so much, and we will see you when we get home.
Thank y'all for all the love and congratulatory wishes on our marriage too. We appreciate it so much, and we really are. We're having just such a great time here, and we appreciate all the love so much. So thank you guys. We'll see you soon.